Awareness is not something you can accumulate gradually like wealth or knowledge. It is not a commodity that can be stored in the warehouse of your mind. Awareness is a flame that either burns brightly or does not exist at all. And to kindle this flame, you must be willing to risk everything you have ever known, everything you have ever been, everything you have ever believed yourself to be. Most people live their entire lives in a state of sleep. They move through their days like automatons, repeating patterns learned in childhood, following scripts written by society, parents, teachers, and priests. They call this living, but it is merely existence, a mechanical repetition of thoughts, emotions, and actions that have been conditioned into them. True living begins only when awareness dawns, and awareness requires the courage to step outside of all conditioning. The mind resists awareness because awareness threatens the very foundation upon which the mind has built its empire. Your mind has created an elaborate structure of beliefs, opinions, judgments, and identities. It has invested years in constructing this edifice, and it will fight desperately to preserve it. The mind tells you that you are this or that, a Christian, a Hindu, a Muslim, a communist, a capitalist, a success, a failure. These labels give you a sense of security, a feeling that you know who you are. But these are all lies, comfortable lies that prevent you from discovering your true nature. To become aware means to see through these lies. It means to recognize that everything you think you are is nothing but a collection of borrowed ideas, secondhand beliefs, and conditioned responses. This recognition is terrifying because it leaves you standing naked, without any identity to cling to, without any ground beneath your feet. This is why so few people ever become truly aware. They are not willing to pay the price. What must you risk? You must risk your respectability, your reputation, your position in society. You must risk the approval of others, the love of your family, the acceptance of your friends. You must risk your cherished beliefs, your political ideologies, your religious convictions. You must risk your self-image, your ego, your very sense of who you are. You must be willing to die psychologically so that you can be reborn into awareness. This is not a metaphor. The death that awareness demands is real, though it is not physical. It is the death of everything false within you, and since you have identified with the false for so long, it feels like your own death. The ego will scream and protest. It will create fear, doubt, and confusion. It will tell you that you are going mad, that you are losing yourself, that you are making a terrible mistake. But if you can remain steadfast, if you can continue to watch without identifying, the false will eventually collapse, and what remains is your authentic being. Awareness cannot coexist with fear. As long as you are afraid of death, afraid of loneliness, afraid of losing what you have, afraid of not getting what you want, you cannot be aware. Fear creates a fog in the mind, a constant agitation that prevents you from seeing clearly. To become aware, you must be willing to face your fears directly, to look into them without flinching, without running away. When you truly look at fear, you will discover that it is nothing but a shadow, a phantom created by the mind. It has no substance, no reality of its own. The same is true of all emotions that disturb your peace. Anger, jealousy, greed, ambition. These are all obstacles to awareness. They arise from the ego's constant desire to protect itself, to enhance itself, to prove itself. As long as you are caught in these emotions, you are asleep. Awareness means to watch these emotions arise and pass away without getting involved in them, without identifying with them. You are not your anger. You are the awareness that observes the anger. You are not your fear. You are the consciousness that witnesses the fear. This witnessing is the key to transformation. You cannot change yourself through effort, through willpower, through discipline. All such attempts only strengthen the ego, creating a more subtle form of sleep. Real transformation happens through awareness alone. When you become aware of your mechanical patterns, they begin to dissolve on their own. You don't have to fight them, you simply have to see them clearly. Light dispels darkness automatically. You don't have to push the darkness out. But this awareness must be total. Partial awareness is not enough. You cannot be aware only when it is convenient, only when you are sitting in meditation, only when you are in a peaceful environment. Awareness must become your very way of life. It must be present in every action, every word, every thought. Whether you are eating, walking, working, or sleeping, the flame of awareness must continue to burn. This is why I say you must risk everything. You cannot hold back anything, cannot keep any part of yourself in reserve. Either you jump totally into awareness, or you remain in sleep. There is no middle ground, no compromise possible. The mind will try to negotiate, to find a safe path, but there is no safe path to truth. The only way is to risk all. And what do you gain by risking everything? You gain yourself. You gain the infinite treasure that has always been within you but was hidden by layers of conditioning and false identity. You gain freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom from the tyranny of the mind, from the prison of the ego. You gain peace, joy, and love that are not dependent on any external circumstances. You gain life itself, real life, not the pale shadow that most people call living. This is the greatest adventure possible, and it is available to everyone. You don't need any special qualifications, any particular beliefs, any specific practices. You need only one thing: the courage to risk everything for awareness.